Do you remember how to say professor is asking? Профессор спрашивает. Профессор спрашивает. Спрашивает. Professor спрашивает. But we can also make a question out of this. And we already learned this. We just need to emphasize on a special word, on the word we are interested in. And in this particular case, we are interested if professor is asking. So, we speak professor in the same intonation as it would be a statement sentence. And we emphasize on спрашивает. Professor спрашивает. And on спрашивает, we emphasize on a. You cannot know this, however, just try to remember how I pronounce this now. Well, профессор спрашивает. In general, the intonation raises on спрашивает. And we got a question word. Well, yes, профессор спрашивает. Да, профессор спрашивает. Да, профессор спрашивает. And student is answering. Студент отвечает. Студент отвечает would be a simple statement sentence. Студент отвечает. But студент отвечает with the raising intonation on answering, it would become a question sentence. So let's see it. Студент отвечает. Студент отвечает. Statement sentence. Студент отвечает would become a question. Студент отвечает? No. No, he is just sitting and listening to professor. Нет. Он не отвечает. No, he not отвечает. No, he is not answering. Well, and for professor, профессор спрашивает? Да. Он спрашивает. Спрашивает. Он спрашивает. So, now we want to know who is asking. Кто спрашивает? Кто? Now here we get a question word. Who? Кто спрашивает? Кто спрашивает? The emphasis on кто. Кто спрашивает? Well, профессор спрашивает. Then the answer would be профессор спрашивает. Now let's ask, professor is answering. The statement professor answering would be профессор отвечает. Профессор отвечает. Профессор отвечает. How would we make a question sentence out of this? We're interested in if he is answering. Well, we need to raise our intonation on отвечает. Профессор отвечает. And we got a question. Профессор отвечает. Statement. Профессор отвечает is the question. No, professor is not answering. Professor is asking. So the answer would be нет. Профессор не отвечает. Нет. Он не отвечает. Нет, он не отвечает. Now let's try to build a longer sentence. Let's ask, is professor asking or answering? Do you remember how to say or? In Russian it would be или. Или. And the question would be, Профессор спрашивает. Или отвечает. Отвечает. So here we got two words we want to emphasize. We want to know if he's asking, спрашивает, or отвечает, answering. So we raise our intonation on спрашивает and отвечает. Профессор спрашивает или отвечает? Well, профессор спрашивает. And the answer would be профессор спрашивает. Now let's ask student. Let's ask something about student. A student reading or answering? Again, студент. Студент читает. So, technically, студент читает. We could ask студент читает. It would be a student reading. But we want to ask, is student reading or answering? Or would be или отвечает. Well, professor was asking, so student have to answer. So the answer for our question would be студент отвечает.